photos. Find us on Facebook and Twitter for the latest on the Rockets all season long. Rockets on a 10-1 run here. They are opening back up again. Leading 81-63. The Rockets here in the third quarter, 6 of 9 from beyond the three-point line. Now up to 18 makes from three here in the game as Cannon up towards one in the corner for the Thunder.
The question now becomes how much longer will the Rockets starters play in this game? Obviously, they're playing against the second or even third team of the Thunder right now. You want your starters to get in shape, but you don't want them to get hurt.
Mamute down the baseline. In the corner, Aragorn. A little bit flat. Poked out to Cannon. Durant attacks. He scores.
He's really turned into a nice player. His dad and his uncle both played in the NBA. Harvey and Horace Grant. He has really turned into a good NBA player.
Tucker rimming short there. Back to a trailing Hamilton. His wraparound Aaron. Picked up by Tucker. Here come the Rockets again. A little fancy action there from Chris Paul. Mamute cuts. Gets fouled. Those two guys, of course, teammates with one another in Los Angeles. The 16th annual Rockets Run, presented by Memorial Hermann Health Plan, will be held on Saturday, November the 4th. Choose your pace and register for the 5K run, the 2-mile walk, or the kids' 1K. All courses finish on the Rockets home court, and a portion of every entry fee benefits Children's Memorial Hermann. For more information or to register, visit rockets.com. Chris Paul has come out of the game. Mamute, last couple of years there with Chris Paul with the Clippers.
Good addition to this Rockets lineup.
His 6th NBA team, professional defender. And the Rockets with all kinds of ball pressure there forced the Thunder into yet another turnover. It's number 17.
Ferguson giving all he got, trying to guard hard.
Misses the three there. Johnson on Tucker. He spins, cannot finish.
PJ Tucker is so strong on defense.
Ariza catches, releases, got fouled, and banked it in. He'll toe the line for one.
Well, it is the Bank of Oklahoma Center. Bank is open late here. Ariza goes up, and he got hit on the elbow. That's why the shot was long. Got lucky.
Completes the sequence there with a free throw. Trevor Ariza's first free throw of the game, now up to 15 points, 4 of 6 from 3.
Now that we've established that 3 is better than 2, we're going to say that 4 is better than 3.
Yes, it is. Hamilton, tough runner, good defense by Tucker. Gets the ball back, got tripped up and fouled. 1:35 to play here in the third. And that, of course, we kind of touched upon this at the top of the show, but the Rockets right now currently sort of in a transition period from ownership from Leslie Alexander to Tillman Fertitta. I tell you what, we're all happy to have Tillman Fertitta as the new owner of the Rockets, but I think at the same time, Matt, we're all kind of sad to see Mr. Alexander go as well. He's been one of the best owners in professional sports.
In Houston, no doubt, Leslie Alexander brought 2 championships to the city of Houston. Clutch City was born. Leslie Alexander was a tremendous owner for the Rockets, but I think the transition to Tillman Fertitta will be very, very smooth, and I think Rockets fans will be very happy with the way Mr. Fertitta takes over ownership.
Yeah, I'd like to wish Mr. Alexander all the best in the next phase of his life. So generous in the community as well. He's just been a terrific owner for the players, for the franchise, for employees, for the city. As that's another 3.
The Rockets organization is in great shape.
And of course, one of the reasons why the team was sold Tillman Fertitas because it was important to the organization of Mr. Alexander to have somebody local purchase the team, and I think that's going to be a great thing for the franchise and for the fans to have somebody like Mr. Fertitta come on board, a Galveston native, a lifetime Houstonian, somebody who's been associated with the Rockets for more than 2 decades. I think it's, all things considered, it's going to be, as you mentioned, an easy, perfect transition in all those scenarios.
Yeah, I'm aware that Mr. Fertitta, he wants to win a championship. That's what everybody wants to do in this Rockets organization, from the president, Tad Brown, to Daryl Morey, the general manager, to Mike D'Antoni, the coach, and the Rockets roster. Rockets organization is very healthy and poised to compete for that championship.
Yeah, the purchase agreement is in place, and all that's left is the league owners to vote, and that will happen this week. Of course, the organization will have a press conference once all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. Harden will step back for 3. And somebody opened a couple of doors here. That one was wide left. Harden thought he got fouled.
I think he said that either he got fouled or he thought maybe the ball was tipped, blocked.
Singler in, and he had a really bad year for the Thunder last season, and that shot was not a good start to this go-around. Thunder will have the final possession of the third. Rockets leading this thing comfortably. Hard working on Huston, takes him off the dribble, and that shot pinned on the glass. Back come the Thunder. Tied up, Gordon. Ferguson, right place, right time, laid it up and in. The Tulsa native, the 19-year-old. And that is how the third quarter will come to a close as the Rockets hit 8 more threes in the period. And with 12 minutes to play here in Tulsa, lead by 17. Is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. We're through 3 here in Tulsa, preseason opener for the Rockets, and all is well as they lead 90-73. The Rockets shooting 20 of 42 from beyond the arc. It is 48%. Last season, Matt, the Rockets set an NBA record by hitting 20 or more threes in a game 10 times, and already first game out of the chute. They've done it here in Tulsa.
In 3 quarters.
3 quarters. NBA records, what, 25 in a game. Rockets had tied it with, 24, and then Cleveland set a new record last year with 25.
That record's falling this year.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
the strip by Tucker. The Rockets, by the way, have also bludgeoned the Thunder here in terms of turnovers. They've outscored them up into this possession, 31-8 in terms of points off turnovers.
That was the 9th steal for the Rockets that last possession. And I think the Rockets this year have a chance. I think they could probably get 30 made threes in the game. If they get hot, the way they're creating open threes with Harden and Chris Paul tonight, just in the first game we've seen them. Travel.
All right, so you turn it over, I turn it over. You turn it right back over again.
I love turnovers.
I know you do.
Cherry and apple, but not these kind.
Already in mid-season form, the math, turnover reference. You are ready to go. 18 of them now for the Thunder, the Rockets with 11. Of course, Rockets need to, with the turnover department last year, 22nd turnover percentage, area of improvement they're looking to get better at this season. As Splash Gordon knocks down yet another three. He's got 21 points, now 6 of 8.
Splash Gordon's three looks even better this year. He put a little extra arc on his shot throughout the summer. It's tremendous.
Huston has no chance against Tucker, does he?
He's a youngster. P.J. Tucker's been around a long time.
Josh Huston was the first ever domestic drafted stash player. Oh! A little frisky up and under. Bigger roll there for Tucker.
Like the Scola scoop.
Yeah. Ferguson, the catch, release, and make. Mentioned earlier, he was born here in Tulsa, went to high school in Dallas. He skipped last year, which would have been his freshman year in college, and played professionally in Australia.
Now, more guys are doing that. Instead of going to college, they're going to play professionally in other leagues around the world. Of course, the G League is also a nice shot there by Huston.
Huston has only appeared in 7 NBA games total in his 2 years so far in the league. Tucker. Foul on Tucker. Free throws coming up for Ferguson. Was the 21st pick in this last draft by Oklahoma City.
And Craig, opening night presented by Toyota is Saturday, October 21st. You'll be there, right?
Yeah.
As the Rockets take on the Dallas Mavericks. Doors open at 5:30. Go to Rockets.com to secure your opening night tickets today. And you better do that quickly because tickets are going to be hard to come by this year.
Now Mike D'Antoni extending the rotation here at the 9:24 mark of the 4th quarter. Coming in is Demetrius Jackson, the first ever player in Rockets franchise history to be working on one of those two-way contracts that we talked about earlier on in the telecast.
Those two-way contracts are very important to keep guys like Jackson in the United States. You know, a player who's kind of on the cusp of the NBA has a chance to make more money overseas, probably. Mamute, this is a dream. But those two-way contracts are going to keep some more of those players in the States playing in the G League and helping them develop.
Isaiah Taylor is in, as is Chris Johnson. Layup is good for Grant. Does not pull the trigger. Spinning is Jackson. A walk, pivot foot move, pull the ball, hit the floor by Taylor. The Rockets turn it back over.
Seen quite a few traveling calls here tonight.
A lot.
Officials are apparently going to tighten that up this season.
Just no more happy feet. Not much spacing there, and it results in Huston running his man into Ferguson, committing the foul, another turnover for the Thunder. Rockets will be at home on Thursday for their preseason home debut against the Shanghai Sharks. Second year in a row, the Rockets and Sharks have played one another in the preseason.
That's always a fun game. Yao Ming is no longer the owner of the Shanghai Sharks. Now, Yao Ming is now the commissioner of the CBA. So the Chinese Basketball Association is going to take off. I mean, it's already a lot of money in that league, but with Yao as the commissioner, I think there's going to be a lot of really good players over there. In fact, Luis Scola is playing in China this year.
So is Dimo, Donatas Motiejunas.
Yeah.
Ty Lawson's over there.
So Yao already doing a good job of bringing some high-level players to that league.
Rule in the CBA, only 2 foreign-born players allowed per roster.
Of course, the Rockets have Joe Chi, who's been playing in the CBA. In fact,
right on cue, there you go.
Check in right in front of us, and Joe Chi is 7'1", very young player, but great shooter, highly skilled at 7'1". Look forward to seeing him in the Rockets uniform.
Pass deflected. Shot clock winding down. Long three contested from Taylor. Off the glass and rim, no good. Defense again by Bamute. Singler over Capella.
Corner threes are the shots that Singler has to make. He's going to stay with the Thunder.
Quite frankly, the last couple of years, he is not. Bamute to the left.
Nice move by Bamute. He's the typical 3-and-D player. He shoots threes and he's an excellent defender, but if he can get that drive to the basket going, he's going to have more space here in the Rockets offense to do that.
It's all about defensive versatility now with this group, with the additions of Bamute and Tucker coming off the bench, giving the Rockets the luxury to basically switch everything. And that comes in handy against teams like, say, I don't know, the Golden State Warriors.
In fact, that's the way the Warriors have been playing defense, is by switching everything. So the Rockets kind of adapting their defense to be more like Golden State is going to be a lot more effective.
Bamute, good smooth catch, better release, and the finish as a result.
Yeah, he's going to be a great fit for the Rockets. Really, really good pickup by Daryl Morey.
8.7 rebounds from Bamute, his second triple. Last year he shot a career best 39% from three for the Clippers. That corner three is good by Hamilton. Good looking shot there. Taylor. That's an air ball. Turned back by Jackson with Hamilton. Back up top they go to Cannon. Hamilton off the front rim.
So even though this game is featuring guys who you probably won't see in the regular season, it's still an important time for these guys.
Rockets with a turnover, and to timeout we go with 5:28 to play.
For plumbing, air conditioning, and electrical, call John Moore.
5:28 remaining here in the first preseason game for both of these teams. Rockets up 98-89 as Joe Cheat is on the floor for the Rockets, and a foul off the ball on Houston as well. Going to go against Isaiah Taylor. Joe Cheat, the rookie out of China, spent the last 3 years playing for the Flying Tigers in the CBA as they won the championship last season. Another whistle. Originally selected by the Rockets in the second round of the 2016 draft. Ended up signing a 4-year deal this offseason. And here he is. As the Chinese Basketball Association Defensive Player of the Year, averaged almost 2.5 blocks per game.
You saw some good defense right there using his length. He's 7'1" and he's got super long arms.
And has really worked hard, Matt, on extending his range as you see him camped out on the three-point line already. Rockets work at the corner. Shot was missed there by Chris Johnson. He was with the Vipers last year, has been with them a couple of times in his career. Grant on Shoji, deflects it away.
Man, out of here.
2 on 3, Johnson, oh boy, undercut. Big time collision, no call. The kick out to Troy Williams, who misses the three. He's in for the first time. Foul underneath it. First foul on Joe Chi. He is a member of the Chinese national team, did play in the Olympics back in 2016. Mentioned he was drafted in 2016, had the longest wingspan of a combine, almost 7 feet 8 inches. Grant losing his balance, picks up the foul. He'll go to the free throw line as Joe Chi picks up another one.
Don't miss the Rockets' annual Fan Fest for food on Saturday, October 7th at Toyota Center starting at 10:30 a.m. This free event features music, games, rides, autographs, and a team practice. For free entrance, bring non-perishable food for families in the community impacted by the storm. Visit Rockets.com to purchase autograph passes and for additional details.
Well, the unofficial ambassador for the Rockets, James Harden's team here, Bobby Buckets. Bobby Brown has just checked in. Playing time at the end of last year. There's Bobby. And he filled it up.
Yeah. He's got
that game in Sacramento at the end of the year.
Beautiful jump shot, Bobby Brown does. And he's a guy that you really want to have on your roster because as a backup, he doesn't need a lot of playing time. He can come in, he just adds sweat, and he's good.
Next telecast here preseason-wise on AT&T Sportsnet is the Rockets preseason finale at home against San Antonio. Coverage begins at 6:30 as Matt will be along with Clyde Drexler and Bill Worrell. Good debut for Chris Paul for the Rockets.
We're going to try to talk to him right after the game, so stick around for that.
11 points, 7 assists, a couple of steals, but I think his impact went even further than that. Here in this game, he was everywhere, was a presence on the court. Grant for Chi. Rebound for Johnson. Uh-oh, that should have been a call there.
I think the officials are...
Joe Chi, 4-3.
Knocks down his first one, and that's what he can do. He's got great length on the defensive end, and he can also make threes, and his entire bench, his teammates were up on that one.
Biggest thing he needs to work on, obviously, is putting a little weight on, but he is a skilled basketball player.
And his length is, it's, you know, in the league of huge players, his length really stands out.
Rockets whip it around the perimeter. Williams down the baseline. This pass stolen, but a turnover and a timeout. 2:45 to play here in Tulsa. for the Rockets, Matt, and what a debut it's been for Chris Paul.
Well, he had 2 steals in the game, and everybody was wondering how his mid-range game would fit in with the Rockets' plan of shooting threes. Well, he went 2 for 5 from the three-point line. Those were the only 5 shots that he took. So I think with the 7 assists that Chris Paul had, it was a very good debut. We saw that the Rockets' offense is going to be spectacular with him.
Impressive indeed. Singler goes 1-on-2 and gets fouled. He'll be given a couple of free throws here. Of course, anytime you can add a player of Chris Paul's talents, you do so. And again, we've talked about this several times here tonight, but a lot of discussion about whether or not he and James, guys who are used to having the ball in their hands as much as they've had in their careers, can they coexist? The thing is that, Matt, this deal doesn't get done unless both James and Chris wanted it to get done. So they were willing parties, you know, and so it wasn't like it was a surprise to anybody.
And those 2 guys, James and Chris, have played together on Team USA, and Mike D'Antoni has been a coach for those guys on the Olympic team. So they all know each other, and I think with Mike D'Antoni's offensive genius, he's going to be able to use both of those guys to their strengths and really improve the Rockets' offense over what was a spectacular offense last year.
Another walk. It's got to be a record here tonight.
I think you think about Mike D'Antoni, and he says, okay, I've got Chris Paul coming in. I've got James Harden coming off of one of the best seasons that has ever happened in the NBA. How am I going to get those 2 guys to play together? His genius is going to be able to figure it out.
The OKC ball, 2:03 to go. Rockets 23 of 52 tonight to be on.
What do you think? 50 attempts is going to be the norm this season?
Could be. Rockets forced the Thunder into yet another turnover. Last year, the Rockets attempted 53s 11 times. In and out for Troy Williams. I mean, my guess is that's probably who hung on the rim as Houston's got it. Back at it, blocked by Joe G, and they're going to call the foul. Much to the chagrin of the Rockets bench.
I'm not sure who they called the foul on, but that was a clean block by Joe G. Look at Joe's length. Doesn't really have to jump. He's already up there where the ball is. 7'1" guy with 7'8" wingspan. I'm not sure what his standing reach is, but it's way up there. You know, guys like Chris Paul and James Harden for preseason games like this, no nerves whatsoever. But a guy like Joe G coming in, first time playing in a Rockets uniform, you know his nerves have got to be sky high, but he looks very calm and collected out there.
Top of the fact, there's a little bit of a language barrier. I'm going to call another one as he and Grant get locked up and taken.
Right side of their screen, watch as Joe tries to roll. And they called Joe G for the foul right there, which I don't agree with. He got took down.
Yeah. There was a foul there. It was on Grant.
Yeah.
Now 4 fouls on Joe G.
Nice board. That's going to be his biggest challenge, is battling inside for the boards. He used his length really well that time.
Bobby Brown from downtown.
Downtown Bobby Brown, he's got a beautiful jump shot.
It's number 24 for the Rockets with a minute to go.
Oh, he's on it.
And more free throws here for OKC. Another look at that last one, Matt.
Whew. Just got his defender leaning back, steps to the side and drains it.
One more coming here for Ferguson.
You know, on Twitter, I got somebody tweeted me and said, thanks for the Dan Gable reference. We just got a downtown Freddie Brown reference in. But it's downtown Bobby Brown now. Remember Freddie Brown, right?
I still don't know who Dan Gable is, even though you've explained it. Rockets up 8. Looking for 3-ball number 25. A deep one for Brown. Off the back of the yield. Singler run off the line, reaching in, coming up with a strip was Troy Williams, and he was not happy about the foul.
Yeah, hard to tell right there, but they say he got him on the arm. Yeah, Williams definitely did get in there and get him on the arm.
Yeah, left wrist area. Good call.
Troy Williams is a guy who has potential, who's going to be a good player in this league, and we're going to watch him this season and see.
Gets the rebound, tries to take it coast to coast, and gets tripped up and fouled by Hьюstон.
He's got a good chance to really develop in a system that fits him well.
Of course, Troy had that great debut at Phoenix last year. Rockets now 30 seconds away from getting that first win out of the way. Joe Chi on the post-up. Instead on the baseline is Williams. In and out. Timeout. Oklahoma City. 16.7 to go here in the preseason opener. 104-97 Houston.
Whether it's new business.